kind of, just taking care of business during the week. And I thought we had that showed up on Saturday of, how we played. But I thought we had a lot of energy. I played very physical. It was a game where we kind of come out and took care of business. I thought we started out really well on all three phases of the game. We made some plays in the kicking game, and then, defensively, we got a stop on the first series. We got the ball, went on a 17-play drive, kind of set the tone early, and then kind of duplicated that, I think, when we come out in the third quarter. And we talk about a lot of times how important those first two drives or that first 5 minutes of that third quarter is. We kind of set the tempo there. There's some things we got to clean up, definitely. We're not satisfied with how we played, and we don't necessarily look at the score of an indication of how you played. There's some things where, we can't turn the ball over, inside the 5-yard line. We got to be able to get off the goal line. We got to be able to, and it goes back to fundamentals. We got to be able to, block better. We got to be able to tackle better. I think the things when you look at the tape where, Austin Peay had success, it was things that were on us. We came off a block too early. We missed a tackle. Things like that we can become more fundamentally sound. But I go back to different Austin Peay team. Coach Healy's his staff have done a great job up there. Their players are better, their talent level's better. They're continually moving forward in their program, and you can tell why they've had the success they've had. And they'll win some more games as this year moves along. Now we get to come back home, and I don't know who's more excited about that. Our fans, our players. Now I know we're extremely excited to be back at home. It's kind of a strange year the way the schedule laid out, with this being only our second home game. We're almost halfway through October, so it's good to be back at home and playing in front of in our environment and playing a great opponent. EKU is record's not any indication of that, but I think they're the most talented team we played outside of probably Georgia Tech. Their talent level is really good. They got some guys that can make plays. They do some things really well. So we got to be ready to play, and they're always ready to play us. So it seems like they play their best game of the year when they play us. We struggled up there last year, and like I said, we got to play well. I'm just glad this one's at home for sure.
Coach Gross, you guys seem to be very good at being able to take another team's best shot. Because of what you've accomplished, you're always circled on their schedule. What do you think are some of the keys of why you guys are able to kind of just take their best shot?
I think it's what we expect, and we don't really spend a lot of time talking about how the other team's going to play and what they're going to do. That's their job. We're not in any control of that. We're in control of how we play the game, and like I said, I was very pleased with how we played the game, Saturday, and I hope we can duplicate that this week in practice. Move forward and play, the same this week. But I think it goes back to we're very locked in and focused on, who we are and how we do things. And I think it goes back to your practice habits and fundamentals. And these guys, when you go back and watch a film, these things that we can all do better, and it goes back to blocking and tackling and covering and running routes and assignments and, things like that that's on us. But, we play a tough schedule. So our out-of-conference schedule is really, year in, year out, as tough as anybody else in the FCS. And then our conference has progressively gotten better. So I think our guys have learned over the time of times when we have not played as well, it's on us and how we play.
Could both of you address that, just what you guys do each week to make sure you're ready for another team's best shot?
It's basically like Coach said, it's how we prepare. We don't pretty much worry about what they do. It's how we play. Basically, we go day in, day out, and that's how coaches hold us, accountable for how we play. So we'll attack the game one at a time. We don't think about the next opponent. We really focus up on that opponent at that time and that game. And watch a lot of film.
I'll say just watching film from the past game and coming to the next week, just trying to fix the little things that we did wrong. Like you said, we always think it's always on us. We don't worry about too much about what they do. And if we can fix the little things like tackling and blocking, we'll think we'll be all right.
John, there's a chance to make history Saturday. and I know you don't like to jinx the streak, but but as you look back on it to this point, what have been the things about it that have stood out to you?
To me, it's about people, number one. I mean, I think, that's the thing that you treasure the most, I think, is the things that, what we've been able to do and accomplish. It goes back to the people involved, and that's been a heck of a lot of fun. Like I said, I think Siran's been here for the whole time, and it's pretty amazing the men that this program's turned out. So that's kind of that's the fun of going to practice today. I get to be around these two guys and the rest of this team. Not only lasts so long, so you better treasure it while you got it. But I think it goes back to anything you do in life. It's about the people you do it with, and I think that's what's made it special. I think that's what makes us special. I go back to we use that in recruiting a lot, and I think a lot of people try and sell that. We're not trying to sell anybody anything. We are who we are, and we got great people in the organization, and they looking to get better every day. And it's simplified, but it is what it is.
And I'll ask you the same question since you've been here for the whole thing. Just kind of what's been your experience of it, and what I guess maybe games or things about it have stood out to you?
This question kind of stuck up on me. One thing, something crazy. We never talk about the OVC, the winning streak. We take one game at a time, and then, win this game, then win the next game. But it's been amazing to win that many games in the OVC, and we just want to continue it. So it's been a blessing.
Siran, do you remember the last time you guys didn't win an OVC game?
I wasn't here for that. As long as I've been here, we done won all three every year.
I mean, I just got here last year, so I got to come into something that they already had built, and it's kind of amazing. Just looking at what the guys before us and everybody's been able to accomplish. And what number is it? How many?
26 right now.
26 right now. So I mean, chance to win 27 straight conference games is kind of crazy when you actually look at it. I don't know too many people that's done it or had the chance to do it. So.
I mean, we was talking about before we come in here, we was going to get asked about it, and Hag said the other night after the game, he got asked about it, and he said, do what? He had no idea, and it's something that we really don't talk about. I mean, all we've ever done is talk about representing our university to our best ability and going out and putting a good product on the field. And this place is pretty special, and to be able to do that and accomplish, what we've been able to accomplish, here at this university is pretty special. But I ask you to pinpoint one game. Boy, there's been a lot of good games. There's been a lot of close games. There's been high-scoring games. There's been low-scoring games. We've won them all kind of different ways, and I don't think this year will be any different. There's going to be some. Every game's got a life of its own. That's the reason people get too locked into, playing in the future or living in the past. And every game has a life of its own. I think in college football, we talked about it earlier. I don't even have to talk about it anymore. Is every Saturday you're going to see major upsets across the land of college football. It happens every Saturday, and it's because somebody mentally was not ready. They played down to their opponent, or they didn't get themselves ready to play. And the only thing you're in control of is how you play the game. And I think that we've done a really nice job of being able to do that, and preparing for our opponent. We got a lot of respect for the people we play. And we prepare. Our coaches do a great job of putting a game plan in and getting ready to play, no matter who it is. And our guys don't really look at it. It really is. It's a nameless opponent. We look at what they do and we study it, break it down inside out. I don't think anybody does a better job of knowing what their opponent does than our guys. They watch, I'd say, as much film as anybody in the country, and they love ball and they love preparing, and they know that helps them get themselves ready to play. So it goes back to, I think, the preparation part is the key. If you prepare differently one week than you do the other week, I mean, you got a chance to play a lot different. And we try to just play routine and consistent. But it's been a lot of fun games. It's hard to point to one because you get excited when you see players make plays. And boy, there's been a bunch of plays made.
Your coaching staff, for the most part, has remained intact during this time. that a big part of it?
That's huge. Continuity is huge. I think with coaches and players and staff, and I think we've been able to keep continuity there. We've changed very little, and you know, we do what we do, and we just try to do it very well. And I think our coaches do a great job of doing that. And you know, we got all kind of different personalities on our staff, and it takes a little bit of everything. So it's but we got good men, number one, and we got good players, we got good people, and it goes back to the people you put yourself around. But our guys love coaching, and these guys love playing, and like I said, it makes it a lot of fun to go to practice and you know, whatever it is we may be doing.
John, Trey Berry is somebody who's starting to jump off the field a little bit, and it seems like too, when he's made his big plays, he's almost been unaccounted for by the defense. Is he a matchup problem, and how you utilize him?
I think so. I mean, it's a deal where we've used our tight ends, you know, some in the past years. You know, we like to use the tight end a lot, and he's becoming a threat there. And you know, the other ones can catch too. So I mean, they're really good. Trey's made some plays. He can run. He's a tall guy, good ball skills, and like I said, you get matchup problems there with a tight end as tall as he is. He can run like he can.
Talked about Paulia Jonathan, you know, how he's done for you. I know him being a linebacker seems like that's been just huge for the defense this year.
Well, you know, I think he's just coming to his own. He came in there last year, and you know, he was not pleased with himself. You know, and he was a special teams guy. Got to play limited snaps, and he went out and done something about it. You know, he went out and got a lot better in the all season. You know, just improved his game, and you know, just accepted his role last year. Very, I can speak volumes of the person he is, number one, and that's a tribute to him of the way he handled that whole situation. And like I said, he didn't sit around and wallow in it and self-pity. He went out and did something about it, and he's come into his own as a great player and making a lot of plays, always around the ball. So I think he's, you know, just honed his skills in. And I said it's kind of fun to see his high school football coach up there the other night, and that's a special thing I think about. You know, this game go back to the relationships. Keith Ezra's a good friend of mine, and he rides all the way up to Clarksville to watch him and his brother play, and that was a pretty neat thing. But I'm proud of Hag and the way he's handled his business, and also it goes back to all season work. I think I don't want to speak for him, but I think he had a great all season. And a player a lot of times can change a lot of things about their game in all season, and how they approach the game and how they handle it and how hard they work. But that hadn't just happened. He didn't wake up out of bed one morning, but a lot of hard work went into it.
Decision. I know he was at safety before, you know, now he's at linebacker.
I think it was a smart decision. We kind of talked about that last year. You know, he wasn't where he wanted to be at the safety mix, and we said, well, let's bump you down to linebacker and see how that works out. And that was a struggle for him. You know, a guy that, you know, we started him out really at will, I think, and kind of, you know, threw him in that box, and he's kind of wide-eyed, and the game's a lot different in there. But yeah, I think that has helped him, you know, play the run, playing the nickel, so much playing at will last year. You know, so I mean, I think that helped him, you know, kind of be around the ball more, and you know, his intelligence of the game and everything. He's an intelligent guy anyway, you know. But you know, as far as being able to play that a different position and learn the game from a different perspective has definitely helped him, because he's always been a cover guy at safety, and playing in the box last year at the wheel really helped him. And like I said, it's just he's coming into his own and making a lot of plays right now.
Jonathan, could you talk some about what Coach was saying about you, about the hard work to the that you did in the off season?
I mean, it was a lot of people. It was Siran, Joel, Reggie, guys like TJ Heath, former players, Jalen Hill. Those guys just working out in the off season, and us getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and going on just running before workouts, and them pushing me and helping me get better and learning from him. I mean, because he was a great player last year at nickel, and so I learned a lot from Siran. And just wanted to attack the off season. Like Coach said, I wasn't happy, you know what I'm saying, with how last season was. I accepted my role, and I wanted to help the team a little bit more coming into my last year, and just went after it. And that's all I can really say. It was just a lot of hard work, and just my teammates, my brothers, they helped me get to this point.
Siran, were you surprised that he was willing to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work?
Oh no, I wasn't surprised at all. We all came in as a group and said we were gonna do this because this was our last season, you know. Because when it's over with and college is over with, and that's something that we honed up on. 5 o'clock in the morning, get up running, you know, lifting weights, you know, doing more extra than, you know, other players in the country, you know, But, you know, like he said, you know, I really, you know, expected him to do this season because he came to me as a player and like, what did you see last year at nickel? And I told him the ins and outs. And, you know, this year he really, you know, balling at that position. You know, he actually, you know, really balling. He got 2 picks, you know, he getting his tackles in. And that's something, you know, I really look forward to seeing him do more and more every game, you know. Look like he had a position now that he really loves. So, good job.